What's happening, guys? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Vlogmas. Now, in the Q&As and in the live streams, one popular question is A, where do I get my music from, and B, how do you organize it in Serato? I use a record company called Promo Only. More importantly, on the software side, I use a program called Pool or DJ Pool, whatever. That's where I get the bulk of my music. If I need other sources of music, I go to places like DJ City, Direct Music Services, and more. You know, there's a lot of places out there to get music, but Promo Only is just what I use because a lot of the weddings that we do that DJs are at are mostly weddings, and I can find that I get everything that I need for a wedding type environment with clean edit versions or intro and outro versions and even quick mixes with Promo Only. So it really, you know, for the money I pay per month, it packs everything that I need. I'll show you the software platform here in just a moment, but organizing music on the crates is something that's really kind of subjective from DJ to DJ. Even how I do it, I think isn't the best way to do it. I'm not the most organized, but you'll see how I dive everything down and the simplicity that I have built in within Serato. I do want to say before we get started with today's topic, what you use, the software controller or whatever you use, where you get your music from, none of that matters. I know back in the day it used to be Serato was the professional platform, but nowadays really you use whatever you want to. The software doesn't make or break you as a good DJ. It's only going to give you what you put in with practicing your transitions, your mixes, and really being able to read a crowd. The software doesn't matter. Where you get your music from really doesn't matter as long as you're playing high quality audio files. 9 times out of 10, a guest isn't going to be able to tell where you got your music from, but they will be able to distinguish a good track from a bad track. So wherever you get your music from, please just make sure it's of high quality. Taking a look just here at my desktop, you'll see my external hard drive. That's where I keep 99% of my music, with the exception of about 250 songs. Let's just go ahead and throw this in a list right quick. And you'll see I kind of have it sorted 50s, 60s, 70s. You can get the drift. And then we've got like a weird folder here that's kind of out of place. And then Crown Entertainment, that's custom mixes and things that I have made myself. Some other weird, just general genres of music: Latino, line dances, metal, mobile beat, Motown, so on and so forth. But the bulk of my music is going to be in this folder right here that's called Promo Only. So with Promo Only, you get a kind of a big mix of everything. Just to start things off, you got alternative, best of, which you get at the end of the year, so that's always good. If you've got a New Year's Eve gig, you can go back in that best of folder and really kind of curate music for the night. Caribbean, Christian, country, dance, express, Latin, mainstream, club, and radio, mainstream, rock radio, rhythm club, rhythm radio, singles, which you sometimes get, urban club, and urban radio. And that's how it all comes from Promo Only. If we dive a little bit deeper, you can see there are the various music tracks, and also down here at the bottom there should be a bunch of folders. And this is just since I've been a subscriber to them. I think it goes back to 2015 or so. All these tracks here are from CDs that I got before I downloaded the Pool. So let's X out of there and let's just open up the Pool so you can have a general idea of what it looks like. Now once you get into the Pool, it's all really kind of simple. These main green ones here are the ones that I download. It contains a lot of the stuff that you'll see here that are just the individual songs. So I haven't downloaded these yet. We'll go to Rhythm Club January. The one thing that I like, they do have a New Year's Eve countdown every year that's generally pretty good. So I'll go through here and I'll just download my packs for January. And you can see in the red there, that's stuff that I have already downloaded. Now once you go to your downloads, you'll see that they're downloading right there. And just from the ones that I pressed, that's all the music that's downloading currently. Let's go ahead and minimize that. and we'll take you straight to the Finder. So let's go to the Finder. If we go to the music folder, that's going to be what's on my computer right now. This is stuff that I have not transferred from my computer onto my external hard drive. As you can see, it comes in folders, and then I just take the folders itself and I put it on my hard drive. There's all of the files that are in a certain folder, but I'll just pick those up and I'll paste them onto my hard drive. Really, no harm, no foul on that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Let's go ahead and open Serato so you can get a view of what my Serato looks like. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in there. And this is just the general folders that I have in my Serato. I've got the events folder, which is always at the top, 50s and 60s anniversary. I've got a big country folder just because down here in Arkansas we do a lot of country weddings, so I pull from that a lot. I've got a couple mixes that I've done. I've got some Funky Mix stuff. If you guys are subscribed to Funky Mix, they make a lot of good dance hits or remixes out of popular songs. We've got Motown, and then this random pulls. This is stuff that I just pull from the hard drive at random. It's not really got a certain spot that it can go into an event or something else. This random pull folder I used a lot when I was at the clubs or in the club scenes. We've got a Twerk It Out folder. We've got some hot remixes that I've got and purchased, funky classics, participation, school killers, Christmas, Soul Steppers, Mobile Beat Top 200, which is also something we'll talk about a little bit later, the 70s, the 80s, and then a little bit of promo only thrown in there as well. So that's really my main crates. I don't use anything else besides what you see here in this left-hand column. Now, I will say that the events folder I use just about every single event I go to. This is how I do it. If you drill down that events tab, you'll click here on the old folder. This is every event that I've done since I've been in Serato. I know Serato purges the system every 2 years or something like that. Old crates that you don't get into, I believe. But these are all the events that I've ever done. Now, the one thing, well, I won't say this is all that I've ever done. I haven't always done it this way, but this goes back at least a couple years. And if it's something that is fairly common or a wedding that is a lot of the same music, I don't even use the crate. I just go straight off the top. But the one thing that I can tell you about this events folder is it's all drilled down into other folders. So let's just click on this Lowry wedding. The important stuff is all the stuff that is important to the day of. This is things like first dances, mother-son dances, cake cutting, all that stuff. That's where this is going to be. If we're doing a ceremony all in one location, I will have a ceremony folder as well, like we have here. There's the crate for just the ceremony. This is some important stuff. Well, I guess they only had one important dance, maybe just a first dance on there. And then the big folder itself is all their music that they have requested. Now, the one thing that helps me with this setup in particular is, let's be honest guys, 9 times out of 10 these weddings, they're all playing just about the same music. So there's no sense in having just a big folder for weddings or having to drag and drop new music in every time. So what I do is I create that events folder, I'll put their name on it, and then I'll add songs to those crates. And then 9 times out of 10, instead of having to go and search on my external hard drive or search in another crate, I can just click on the events tab, hit the search button, and it's going to search everything that in that events folder. And 9 times out of 10, if it's at a wedding at least, it's going to be in there. Now, you can always go up to all and search all of your tracks, which is fine, but when you go through and search all your tracks, it just takes a little bit longer to find what you're looking for, whereas if you're just searching a folder, it takes a little bit less. So that's how I do things. Again, this isn't just the best way to do it. I'm not going to say that it is, but it is a quick and easy way to develop your crate system and kind of get in the habit of making crates for special dances, for the ceremony, and for the event itself. I'll tell anybody just about, I can DJ any wedding just from that events folder alone. It's really a nice tool to have. Now, one thing that I will say that every DJ needs to have on the computer itself is you need to have a folder that's marked with the Mobile Beat Top 200. Now, Mobile Beat, if you guys don't know who Mobile Beat is, they're one of the bigger DJ conclaves or forums out there. They put things on like the Mobile Beat Expo in Las Vegas 2019. I'll be there, just as a side note. But Mobile Beat compiles a list every year of the top 200 wedding songs out there. Now, let's say something happens, your hard drive fails or it crashes, you forget the cable, something catastrophic happens, and you don't have any music on that hard drive. I highly suggest that you go to Mobile Beat, you download their Mobile Beat Top 200 and leave that list in particular on your computer. Make a copy of it. So you'll have a list of the Mobile Beat Top 200 on your computer. If something happens to your hard drive mid-gig, you should be able to at least make it through the gig using that folder only, once again, if you're DJing weddings. Now, if you're doing a birthday party or something like that, it's going to have a lot of good tracks in there, but let's say it's a teen party or a prom, school dance, something like that, it's not going to have a lot of the newer hip-hop, which is why you need to be updating this regularly. Now, let's talk about backing up your hard drive. Backing up, it needs to be something that you're doing at least monthly. I know that sometimes we get busy, we don't think about it, but your music is probably your biggest expense as a DJ. You're spending, I would say, at least 50 to 100 bucks a month on your music, and that is super valuable to how you do business. So spend the extra time, spend the extra money, and back up your hard drives regularly. Along with having the Mobile Beat Top 200 on my actual computer, I also have a thumb drive that I carry around. Hold on. I have a thumb drive I carry around on my keys. So if something happens to my external hard drive, it gets wiped. If my computer itself gets wiped, I can always DJ off the Mobile Beat Top 200, which I have on my keys. If something happens to the actual computer, I always travel with a backup plan, such as a Microsoft Surface 4, which can run Serato, and I can DJ straight from that, coming from a USB drive. Now, I know today's video was a little short and sweet, but organizing your music is something that is super subjective to every DJ that you go to. Every DJ is going to do something a little bit different. The one thing that I do not like doing is going through iTunes. I found that it slows down your system when trying to pull tracks from iTunes. Now, one thing that iTunes will do is it will get your music organized very nicely, but I just don't like having a software rely on another software to get a job done. I'd much rather just have it on the hard drive and pull and pick as needed. That's going to be it for today's video. I hope in there somewhere you learned something in how I organize my music. Maybe that will help you organize your music as well. If you've got a good way that you organize your music that keeps everything nice and clean, leave it down in the comments. We would all like to know how you go about doing things, and maybe we can all help each other. If you've got a question, send me an email, djwoopig@gmail.com. I would love to help you if I can. Be sure to follow me on social media at djwoopig across all platforms. While you're here, also, I would appreciate it if you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we post some new content to the channel. Until next time, I appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next video.